Yo guys, it's Frizz. I'm bringing you another banging video on the YouTube channel. This video is going to be the best settings for Warzone, PC or console. You cannot beat these controller settings. You will be slaying people like it is nothing. Roll the clip. So starting out first, we're going to be going to your button layout. We're going to be swapping it to stick and move. I know a lot of people play tactical as well, but I'm just a guy who likes to play stick and move. You swap your jump and your melee button for A and your right stick. Especially if you're trying to go for those bunny hops, it makes it so much easier. Especially if you don't have buttons on the back or paddles, it does help out a lot. I will say that. Before I had my Nacon controller, and I have 4 buttons on the back, but I was started out with stick and move, and it's probably the best thing I ever learned how to do. Running at 13 and 12 on sensitivity has been the best thing I've ever done. I want to be able to move and snap on to people, but I also don't want it too fast, so I figured this was kind of the best way for me to go, and it's worked for me. Next is the custom sensitivity per zoom. I don't use this personally because I don't run a variable zoom or a different type of optic that zooms in at different levels, but if you do, I mean, play around with this as much as you want. I do not use this at all. All right, next up is aim response curve type. I use dynamic, and a lot of people use dynamic. It has always been one of the favorites, but I mean, if you want to try standard, it's all right. But I heard a lot of people try it out linear. Don't get me started on the exact reasons why you need to do it. It's just, for some reason, I feel like I have more control over my stick whenever I use dynamic, so that's kind of the reason I use it. Controller vibration, I definitely have this off. This will mess up your shot so much with the shaking in your controller. Aimlessness, we're going to leave this to standard just because if you try to use precision or focusing, it is really going to slow your aim down, and it is horrible. Just please use standard. Next, we're going to go to scale aim assist with FOV. You definitely want to have this disabled just because it gives you a stronger aim assist pull. Then when it's enabled, trust me, this is the best option you need to be running. We're going to go down to equipment behavior now. You want to leave this at hold just because you don't want to be caught in the middle of a gunfight and you can't get your heartbeat out, or put it back up, I should say. Just leave that as hold. U/reload behavior, we're going to set that to contextual tap just because that way you can be the fastest whenever you're trying to go in and grab. You can just tap square as fast as you can, and you can pick up as many things you want. You can also use tap to use. That's a real big one a lot of people use. I use contextual tap just because I've kind of got it wired in my brain now that's just how I play, so it's definitely a better option for a quicker and more fast play style. The depleted ammo weapon switch, you want to have that enabled. Just read the name of it. Really, depleted ammo weapon switch. If you don't have this, just delete the game right now. Armor plate behavior, you want to set that to apply all. There is a little trick to getting it to stop applying armor when it's applying all. Just press your shoot button or your right trigger or right bumper, and it'll stop the plating up, and you can go ahead and keep fighting. Slide behavior, we're going to set that to tap. Just that way we can move around the map faster, easier. You can slide, cancel. It makes it so much easier. Auto move forward, you want to have that disabled unless you have like a broken stick or something. I mean, I really wouldn't be playing if you had a broken stick on your controller. Tactical sprint, I just left that as how it is. Double tap. Automatic tac sprint, you want to have that on. Please put that on. Parachute auto deploy, now this is kind of a 50-50 here because I know a lot of people that would like to have it on in case they go AFK or something, or their controller dies mid-game and you're deploying out. It can really save you sometimes, but if you want to try to drop in and get those really fast kills on a guy that's been camping on top of control, you definitely want to have this disabled. I guess while we're here, we can go ahead and do the audio settings. You want to have your audio mix right here to boost low. These boost the thumps and the footsteps of the guys that's running around you. Master volume is really on you. I mean, do you really want it bleeding out of your ears? Do you really want it not to be loud enough? I usually play anywhere from between 80 to 100. Just depending on the game. It's really just personal preference. Music, you definitely want to turn this off. This is just annoying. It's there for no reason really. Dialogue, you want to have this a little bit up. I always try to keep this between 25 and about 35 just so I can hear just a little bit whenever they tell me that somebody is dropping in. The effects, you want to definitely have this to 100. This is whenever you hear people shooting, footsteps, anything of that sort, you definitely want to have this all the way up. Cinematic volume doesn't really play a role in this part just because it's campaign only. So if you're a campaign player, I mean, you can put this at 100. Juggernaut, we're just going to leave that enabled. We rarely ever hear that or play with anybody with Juggernaut. I mean, it's more of multiplayer. Hit marker sound effects, this is personal preference as well. I love the classic old school Modern Warfare hit markers, but that is just completely up to you. Mono audio, you definitely do not want to have this on. This will make anything like I have Astro 840 TRs, you do not want to have mono audio on. It's just all going to come in just from one angle. It's not a 360 type deal. Don't do it. But that is basically all for the audio settings. The rest of it is kind of more of your personal with your headset. If you like to talk with the open mic or push to talk, that's all up to you. But that is all of my settings for this game with controller and audio. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Please, hey, go on like that video one time for the one time. Hey, subscribe if you want to. You know what I mean? But I really appreciate you for watching this video. Leave a like and comment. Tell me what your settings are. I want to know anybody else's. What sensitivity do y'all play on? Are you one of those cracked kids at 2020? I mean, come on now. Are you keyboard gang or controller gang? Peace out.